The Orange Rod.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Dr. PhD, otherwise known as Pat Haley, and this is the Orange Line. And I should let it be known that this is a Flyers podcast that is by fans for fans. I'm not an insider. I don't have any sources. I don't report on this stuff. I'm just a guy who likes the Flyers, talking about the Flyers with other fans that like hockey, I guess. It doesn't even need to be the Flyers. I'm willing to have a conversation with anyone. And today, I guess I should say that I'm actually having a conversation with you all at home. I have no one in the booth today. I wasn't able to get anyone, but this one had to come out because news has been ablazing for the Philadelphia Flyers of late. Because if you're not aware, it has finally happened. It has gone down. He is gone. The end of an era has just happened, and thank the Lord. If you're not aware of what I'm talking about, then the Philadelphia Flyers have announced that they officially relieved Dave Haxtell of his duties of being the head coach of the Philadelphia Flyers. And if you're like me, or most of the other Philadelphia Flyers fan base, you're a little happy about this. Because, well, he hasn't been doing that great of a job. And I'll let you tell me what your opinion is in the comment section below, or tweet at me at Dr. PhD, DocTerPhD. But it realistically, I think this is a good thing for the Philadelphia Flyers. I know I've been saying since week 1, since podcast number 1, that Dave has to go. It's about time. He's been changing up the lineup almost every single night, and he hasn't really been doing much in way of improvement. And I've said it before where I think this guy came in specifically to cater to the young kids that we got and some of these nice draft picks, but it doesn't seem to have worked out very well. It seems that, well, he doesn't know what to do with them, and then he had an over-reliance of some of these veteran players. I said to a friend today that if he was able to get older players on his team when he was coaching college hockey, he probably would. Like, his thought process might have been like, yeah, this team's pretty good, but it would be a lot better if we had like 30-year-olds on it. And I don't think that's a very good mentality when you're trying to coach some of these younger kids who haven't been in the league all too much. And with all that being said, I wish him the best in all of his future endeavors, and I hope he does well wherever he goes next. But goodbye. I'm very glad you're gone. Only because he hurt me. He hurt my soul. It hurt to watch the Flyers. They weren't exciting. They weren't fun. It was boring, defensive, shooting from the blue line, lame-o hockey. I don't know how else to put it. And now, at least, we have Scott Gordon in as the interim head coach. He was the coach of the AHL affiliate to the Philadelphia Flyers, the Lehigh Valley Phantoms. And I don't know, I'm a little excited to see what he has to bring to the table. He is experienced with some of the younger kids like Travis Konechny, Ghost, and Provorov a little bit, and especially the newest member of the Philadelphia Flyers, or I should say at least brought up to the NHL in Carter Hart. So hopefully he has a little bit of experience in excelling them and pushing them to a point that they can play some really good hard hockey. Which I think is so needed because we've been saying that Provorov and Ghost just haven't been living up to the expectations that they've had set before them going into this season. I mean, the entire team hasn't. If we take a look, you can see that on paper, this team was really good, and I know I keep saying that, but it really was, and it blows my mind that this team isn't succeeding to the point that they are, or that to the point that they should be. And right now they're so boring. And the most exciting thing about this team this season has been everything that's not hockey. And as a fan who likes the hockey, yeah, I'd rather them, play better hockey and keep all of the stories outside of it low key. Maybe that's just me. Maybe people are out there going, yeah, I love this stuff, but I like the sport. And kudos to you if this is really getting you going, but I can't really see how. And in terms of what's going to happen next, like I said, I'm not a reporter, so I have no idea. I'm keeping my fingers crossed that Coach Q is giving this team a look, but if we don't improve a little bit, if we don't show him that we are worth coaching, then there's really no reason for him to come here. But please, Coach Q, I know you're probably out there listening to this, because why aren't you? This is the Orange Line. Please come to Philly. That would be really cool. But I want to know what you guys think. Do you really want Coach Q here, or is there someone better that you think would suit this team a little bit better, or are we just stuck having probably another Dave Hackstall? I'm hoping not. I really hope not. One of the things that me and a few of my buddies were talking about is the fact that the most Philadelphia Flyers thing to do in this situation would be to promote Ian LaPerriere to the head coach and just see how he does. We're going to give him a fair shake. Please, if you're listening out there, Philadelphia Flyers, don't do that. That's not going to go well. He's already not doing good at the one job he has, and if he has control of the rest of the team, that also wouldn't be good. But that's all just my speculation, so I wouldn't give that too much weight. But I think I'm trying to be positive about this team. I know that's something that I try to do every week with this podcast, is leave it on a lighter note, a happier note, just because you want the team to do well. You don't want to be on a sinking ship and be like, this ship is sinking. That's not productive. It's not helpful. And all we can do as fans is go, yeah, I want this team to get better. It's not good, but there's always a light at the end of the tunnel. And I'm really, really hoping that the Flyers get that done. In terms of Gordon, though, it seems like he is looking to just be comfortable with this team, get them into a better playing spirit. He says that there's a comfort level knowing that they are capable of a lot of good things, and he knows the players' abilities, which makes things a bit easier. And I think it's going to be interesting to see how they come out tonight on December 18th against the Detroit Redwings, especially with Carter Hart behind the defense, which is another thing I want to talk about. I know a lot of people are excited about Carter Hart finally coming up. Everyone's saying, oh, we finally brought up this young kid. Now we're finally going to have a goalie. And then there are smarter fans out there who go, please don't ruin this. Because, well, our defense hasn't been playing up to, the level that they should. And we don't really want to ruin this kid. The joke today is that the Flyers are either going to come out and they're going to blow the Red Wings out, or they're going to come out and get blown out. And I'm really hoping for the former, only because, well, then it's a win for us, so that's a good thing. But at the same time, that means that Carter Hart might have his confidence up a little bit, and he might be just slowly getting used to the level of play at the NHL, which is something that I ultimately want. I just don't want this game to happen and have Carter Hart just make stupid, decisions and not be able to cover the post well or not be able to stop some pucks that he should be able to stop. Only because then everyone in Philadelphia is going to go, we spent so much time waiting for this kid and he's a bust and it's not even going to matter. This is a worst decision that the Flyers have ever made. So stupid. It doesn't even matter. We're never going to have a good goalie. And I think it's going to be rough for a while just with this defense until they're able to fully click. And I can't believe I'm still saying that in December, but until they're able to fully click, it's going to be an interesting ride to see how Carter Hart does. And I think he has the potential. Everyone knows that. He was a freak in the WHL. He's been pretty good in the AHL. So I think it's going to be interesting to see how he plays at this level. And he's like our last option right now. I don't want to shop around, and as much as I would love to have Sergei Bobrovsky back, I don't want to have another Bobrovsky situation where he goes, I want to be the starting goaltender, and we're like, yeah, but we have this really good young kid, and next thing we know, we lose Bobrovsky a second time, or we lose Carter Hart, and he ends up being a freak somewhere else. So it's a weird time to be a Flyers fan. I've been saying that all year, and it continues to be weird, and all I can do is like that awkward laugh when something uncomfortable happens, like, yeah, Dave Haxtell got fired, lol, because, like, it's on par with everything. Nothing changes, and that just means that it's going to be more of the same, I feel. More of the same in the fact that the Flyers still are the most inconsistent team. They're consistently inconsistent, and that's why it's going to be a little bit rough. And the last piece of news that I wanted to talk about today is that it finally came to light that our boy Yuri Puck Shooter Laterra is finally going on trial for his little drug debacle, and that is so meme-worthy. I would say that it got bumped back a little later than it should have. You see what I did there? But I feel like that would be in bad taste, so I won't say that. I'm not going to say that. But as for the Flyers, I think it's going to be interesting to see if they go for a coach for the remainder of the season, if we're actually going to ride Gordon out until the end, if moves are made with Coach Q, if anything comes to light with that, how well Carter Hart is going to do in the next coming weeks, and is Yuri Laterra going to go to jail? Find out next time on the next episode of The Orange Line. You like that? You like the ending I did there? Thank you for bearing with me, by the way, for only listening to me talk and my opinions about things. I tried to keep it as not too crazy and not too self-indulging, I guess, this week. Next week, I promise I'm going to have someone back on. I'll probably have a holiday Christmas cast or something like that. It'll be a fun time. But like I said, thank you for bearing with me this week. This has been The Orange Line. I am Dr. PhD, otherwise known as Pat Haley. If you want to, please follow me on social media. That's going to be Instagram and, I was going to say Snapchat. Not Snapchat, but Twitter. That's going to be Dr. PhD, DocterPhD. This has been The Orange Line. Thank you so much for listening, and I will see you next time.